Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome all of you in our evening session, Discover Lasting Solutions, Part 2. This is the second part because we discussed half of the topic last time. And uh, I'm very deeply grateful to all of you to take out your valuable time and give time to this session. So just before starting, we'll do some quick prayers. Om Gyantimirandhasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we'll be continuing our discussion on the topic discovering lasting solutions. Last time we discussed that what are the real problems of life, and despite so much of technical and technological advancement, we are still lagging behind. And how technology, even after so much advancement, is bringing more problems in our lives. Extremely sorry, my throat is a little bad, so please bear with me due to cold. And we discussed that how, even after so much of advancement, problems in this world are keeping on increasing. And we also discussed what are the four real problems of life, which are birth, old age, disease, and death. These are the real problems. And we discussed in detail about these four problems, which are applicable to everyone. We even discussed the definition of a problem. That it is applicable to all, it applies to all. Nobody wants it and nobody can avoid it. And today we'll be coming to the solution of all these problems. Understanding that why a person in this world suffers from all these problems. And what is the ultimate solution? Right? So, permanent solution is Vedic wisdom. The teachings of the scriptures, teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, which gives us the solution. So, we have so many inquiries and so many questions in our lives. It is said that life is a matter of questions and answers. That's how our life goes around. That we ask some questions, we ask some relevant questions to our life, and then we get relevant answers. And that's how we progress. But what are the real questions? What should be the real questions in our lives? These should be our real questions. In our last session, we understood that how there are some problems in our lives and we suffer because of them. Even though we always want to be happy, that innate tendency that we always want to be happy. The innate tendency of the soul is that it wants to love someone and it wants to be loved by someone. That innate hunger of being valued, that innate hunger of getting some affection and love from someone. That is our natural property, that's our natural characteristic. And when someone doesn't get that, even after so much of technology, he suffers, he's frustrated, he gets depression, he gets anxiety, and that's what is happening in this world. So now Vedic wisdom answers these two most important questions which you see on the screen. First is, why am I suffering? And second is, what is the goal of life? First of all, we'll be covering why do we suffer? I want response from all of you in your chat box. Please type in the chat box, what do all of you think? What you think, why are we suffering? Even though there is problem in our life, what is the cause of that? Please type in the chat box. I'm waiting for all of your responses. If at all we have some problem in this world, what is the reason? What is the cause? Please type in a chat box. Even after we have so much technology, there's so much science has advanced so much. What is the reason why a person suffers in his life? We are not being pessimistic that there's so much suffering and we should be in depression. But the point is, even after so much of efforts we put in our lives to become happy, we do become happy for some period of time, and afterwards, all our efforts are baffled. Why does that happen? So, that is a question Vedic wisdom, Bhagavad Gita answers. Yes, so waiting for all of your responses in the chat box. What do you think? What according to you is the root cause of suffering? What according to you is the root cause of all the problems in people's life in this world? So what is your opinion? What do all of you think? That why are things happening like that? Even after people have everything in their lives, they don't struggle for existence so much. But why? What is making their life so hollow, so shallow? Yes, so I'm waiting for all of your responses in the chat box. Please write your opinion. Please write your responses. What do you think? And the next important question, which the Vedic wisdom answers, the Bhagavad Gita answers, is what is the goal of my life? What's the goal of our life? So now I would like to ask you another time, another question. What do you think is the goal of our life? What, according to you, what, according to all of you, what have we been taught in our schools, colleges, as per our family upbringing, as per our own understanding? What do you think? What is the goal of our life? What should we do? What should we be doing in our lives? Yes, Nicole has given a very good response. Better and never satisfied. Goal of life is to be happy. Yes, thank you very much. So Nicole has given a very nice response. Goal of life is to be happy. Yes, anyone else? What is the goal? What are we putting efforts for? What is the goal of our life? What do we want? Whatever we are doing in our lives, either working, family, we scroll so much on internet, social media. What is our goal? What's the goal of our life? And then we'll understand how do we achieve that. So actually, why do people suffer? We'll come to this question. And we already learned that what are the four kinds of sufferings? There are four main problems and there are threefold miseries. We already learned that it's because of our own body and mind. It's because of other living entities. It's because of others. And the third type of suffering, it's because of natural disasters, the higher powers. And the real reason is because we have turned our lives, we have turned our hearts away from God. And therefore, we are acting sinfully. A very beautiful example is given of a child who leaves the custody of his parents. Not that the child has become independent, he has become grown up, so he wants to explore his own life, but he just wants to be independent, doesn't want to listen, wants to be independent. So until he is grown up, he cannot be exploring the world. Of course, when he's grown up, he should work and get some money and make his own family. But just because he's very stubborn, he doesn't want to listen, if he goes out, he'll suffer. He'll suffer badly. And that's the reason when we get connected to God, then we can explore happiness. But when we break that connection, we will suffer. And therefore, when we align with God's laws, when we align with God's principles, not out of fear, but out of love, that is solution to all our problems. And since we don't apply that, that's why we suffer. Therefore, remember this principle which you are seeing on the screen. Material problems, spiritual solutions. Because in this world, the more we focus on the problem and we bring material solution for that, that solution itself becomes the problem after some time. And we are seeing that in this world. People wanted to move fast, so what they invented? Automobiles. And now automobiles are creating pollution everywhere. People wanted to access information. There was internet. Internet is being misused. Of course, it has some better uses, it has some good uses also. But internet is getting misused. AI and ChatGPT has been developed, but we are learning gradually that the data centers they use so much of energy. And they are removing great patches of land, hectares of land just to make data centers of artificial intelligence. So actually the solution which we wanted created another problem in our life. So that's what happens. Albert Einstein said a very beautiful quote that the brain, the human, can never make solution to his problems because the brain which created problems can never create solution of that problem. He says that by the brain which we created the problems, we need a higher intelligence to make solutions to that problem. And we're understanding actually that how science is giving us a patch-up solution. It relieves us from some time, for some time, but afterwards it gives us greater misery. So therefore, the solution has to be spiritual to get connected to God. And the next question, what is the goal of life? That's what will enhance our connection in our lives. Spiritual solution. And before that, we need to understand that actually who are we? Most importantly, we need to know our identity, which is we are not these material bodies which we see because our body keeps on changing. What we were when we were a small toddler, we grew up into our teens and then we grew up into youth. We are now adults, we may grow old, and then we'll ultimately leave our bodies and die. Body keeps on changing, but what's that one identity which always keeps us in our body? That is the spirit soul. We are not our material bodies. As Bhagavad Gita explains that the spirit soul keeps on changing the dress, keeps on changing bodies as we keep on changing our dress. We daily wear a new dress. We keep changing our dress. We have different dress for our office. And when we come home, we have different dress, you know, so that we sleep peacefully. Night dress. Similarly, the spirit soul, when the body is worn out, it is sorry, it is deceased. It has to be given up. The soul gives up that body and takes another body. That's what Bhagavad Gita explains here. You are the soul, your body is like a t-shirt. As a person puts on new dresses, giving up the old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. And what happens as death? At death, we already discussed that soul gives up. And we see that in all these four, not this, just a second. In all these four vehicles, the person is the same, the driver is the same. Same person moves from one vehicle to another. Similarly, soul travels to different bodies, moves from one body to another. The gross body is left behind and subtle body is taken to different bodies. Subtle body takes a different shape afterwards. And what it depends upon, on what factors we get different body, that is mentioned here. Bhagavad Gita mentions that the quality of our thoughts, our previous desires, our desires and the quality of our thoughts during the last moment that creates the next body. That creates the next body. Yes. So different living entity as per his desires in the mind and his good or bad karma. That is law of karma. Because every action has equal and opposite reaction, as Newton has said. That is law of karma. It somehow comes back. As you sow, so shall you reap. So because of this law of karma, we get different bodies as we deserve and as we desire. Both factors have to be there. Remember that it's not that whatever we desire, we just nowadays it's very relevant. It's very much famous, this terminology that how this law of attraction and this process of manifestation, and you must have heard on internet that how whatever we desire, it gets manifested in our life. So it's not just that desire, but we should also be a deserving candidate. So there are two factors. We should be desiring and we should be deserving. So that's how it goes. And what are the types of karma? First karma is instant karma. You punch on a person, he punches on your face again. That's instant karma. And then comes delayed karma. Delayed karma, like I would like to ask from all of you, any more examples of instant karma? You just do it and you get reaction quickly. Please type in the chat box. Any more examples from your side? You just do something and you quickly face your reaction. First, the picture we see in the image in the presentation is a person is punching and then he punches back. Boom. That is one example. And more examples from your side. What can be another examples of instant karma? There can be many, yes, of course. Like one guy I can think of is electric shock. You just touch something and you get electric shock. You put your hands in your socket, you can get electric shock. That's one instant karma. When we do shave sometimes, and that it can bleed, instant karma. Just some inattention, and then we can get it's instantly done. It's like doesn't even take time. Happens immediately. Right? Any more things from your side? Any more examples you can think of instant karma? Anything else? Another can be when we fight with people. When we fight, when we say something verbally, they respond back. That's instant karma. Sorry. And another feature is delayed karma. Right? Delayed karma means we have one response from iPhone, unhealed energy coming out as negativity. Yes, yeah, that's a reason. That's a reason. That's why people fight and they have conflicts. And example of delayed karma is it takes some time. It takes time. Like planting a tree takes time. That's delayed karma. That's an example of stepping on a tail and get bitten. Yeah, stepping on any animal's tail and get bitten. Delayed karma has an example like, for example, eating junk food, right? Eating wrong food at all times, and then after some years we get some problems. Like there can be problem with the liver as fatty livers, cholesterol, blood pressure, sugar, but that takes time. It doesn't happen instantly, and that's the problem. People don't relate to it. Yeah, creates blockage in hearts and arteries, and that can create heart attacks, cardiac arrest. So these are two types of karmic reactions. One we get instantly and we relate to it. One and another one gets delayed reactions. Sorry. So we should be able to discriminate by our intelligence that what will be right for my life, what is right and what is wrong, what I'll be doing so that I can get some reaction. I will get some reaction. We have to pay back whatever we do. There are some laws, there are some rules and regulations. We do pay back. We cannot escape. Humans may not see us, the government may not see us, but we have to pay back. Therefore, we should be leading responsible lives on rules based on the Vedic scriptures, inclination with principles laid down by God. But if we are engaged in sinful activities, which are most importantly meat eating, mercilessly killing animals for the satisfaction of our tongue, we do have to pay back for that. So therefore, that has to be avoided. Intoxication. Not recently, in the last session, we discussed some statistics how even advanced countries everywhere in the world, there's so much of intoxication. Just the standard is changing. Someone in the street may be very primitively taking intoxication. Someone in an hotel, he may take intoxication of some high standard, costly drugs, opioids. But the tendency is the same. So a person loses his intelligence when he intoxicates. And therefore, there are so many fights and conflicts. Third is gambling, losing money by untruthful means. These are sinful activities which we are discussing. We'll discuss it in detail in some other time. These are just for ideas and illicit relationships. So many problems because of this. And that has become such a common phenomenon. People think this is normal. This should be normal. And that creates rifts in relationship. That creates people walking away. So therefore, if we don't follow God's laws, we are glided down to the lower planets. We get bodies accordingly. Like someone likes to sleep nicely, someone likes to eat meat, and someone wants to expose, they become trees. So these are the principles which we should be experiencing and we should be practicing in our life. This is austerity, means following a regulated lifestyle. And that's why we must have heard this quote many times in our school days: early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Taking out some time for our body so that our body can be healthy, and also taking out our time so that our mind can be pure and healthy. To chant God's name, to do some meditation, that is austerity. Austerity means having good food, eating good food, being with nice people, sacrifice chanting God's names, that is sacrifice of this age. Knowledge, where do we get knowledge? From people and from books. So reading good books and association of saints, association of people who can give us this knowledge, who can enlighten us. That is the association and company we should keep, either online or offline, rather than some cheap entertainment. So that's how we should be leading our lives. This is the ABCD formula. ABC of our life is association, good books to read like Bhagavad Gita, chanting God's names on a daily basis, eating good diet, and engagement, some sacrifice, some service for the pleasure of the Lord. And then a person actually achieves his goal of life where he doesn't receive any more sufferings. And therefore, in this world, Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita that one who attains bliss, one who attains higher taste, he never returns to this world. He never returns, he never hankers for happiness in this world, because in this world, no matter whatever efforts we put, we never become happy. That is the truth of our lives. So just to summarize, this is our summary of our session. For real problems, birth, old age, disease, and death. If all of you desire, you can also take picture of this presentation. This is a summary of our session. We learned threefold miseries: Adhyatmic, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Daivik, by our own body and mind, other living entities, and natural disasters. Temporary patch-up solution: soul, fish out of water, cannot be satisfied. Wise versus foolish. Who is wise? Wise is a person who accepts permanent solution than temporary. Vedic wisdom. What is Vedic wisdom? It gives permanent solution. Transmigration of soul. We learned how spirit soul travels from one body to another. Law of karma. Two types of karma: instant and delayed. Sinful activities, repeated birth and death. Sorry for that. And we learned four types of sinful activities: meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illicit sex. Should be avoided. And we should follow God's laws. How does that happen? When we read good books, we are in good company, we chant God's names, we take good diet, and then our life becomes successful. So this is the brain map. And anyways, we have discussed everything. So today we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop for now. Now I would like your responses, your reflections and questions. If any one of you have anything to say, any questions, any reflection from whatever we discussed, what did you understand? What messages you would like to take away? If anything feels relevant, and if someone has any question, please let us know. We have some time and we can take some questions. Otherwise, we'll stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, up to you. Are there any questions or reflections or some points you might have liked, which you may have felt relevant?
I have one. This is Nicole.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Nicole. Thank you. Yes,
Hi.
please go ahead.
I just as a reflection, it makes so much sense when and I'm just relating it to a situation that was shared with me. I have a friend of mine whose family, her children, is very upset with her due to positioning, I guess, positioning of manipulation, being manipulative. I guess the mom is being manipulative. And what actually hits home for me is that the brain that creates a problem doesn't have the capacity to resolve the problem. And it just goes back to, I was like, oh, it's so much ego. There is just so much ego in the actual individual that they don't realize that if you have four children and all four children are, upset with you, it can't just be them. It has to do with yourself. So I think that that really just made so much sense to me when you mentioned that, because it's a lack of ownership. So thanks for bringing light to that. I thought that that was really powerful, and it really just um, pinned it for me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nicole, for your response. Thank you very much for your views. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anything else from others? Any other questions or reflections?
And if possible, if for a few minutes everybody can show their faces, so we will be familiar with each other. No pressure.
Yeah, that will be nice. Otherwise, it sounds like a radio show.
And we can like ask individually. We can start with Avadesh Prabhu. Would you like to say, add something?
Are they even there?
I think so.
Uh,
Um,
I'm working on Hare Krishna.
Hare
Can you hear
Krishna.
me?
Yeah, yeah, yes, Prabhu, we can hear. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for the today lesson. It was very, you know, like inspired, and I really, you know, learn a lot from this, and trying to know what's the goal of the life, and why we suffer from the things. That was really nice, explanation, and I'm glad to know that, and I feel blessed and thankful. Thank you so much for the lessons, and I will try to join whenever you like, every Tuesday. I don't know what's their schedule, but yeah, I get the notification, so I will, you know, keep it up. So thank you so much. And you wanna me so see my face once again? I wear the videos thing here. Can you see me? Sorry,
Yes,
it's
yes,
light.
Prabhu. It's
This
visible.
is me.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Avdesh Prabhu, for your response. Thank you.
um, and we also have Olivia here. She's on the
Olivia.
iPhone.
Oh, acha. Oh, iPhone is
Yeah.
Olivia.
Yeah.
It's a lit.
Olivia, would you like to introduce yourself, say something, and any reflections from today's session? We can't hear you.
Yeah, you need to unmute yourself. And just it's a little dark in the camera. Yeah, now it's visible. Yeah, yeah. I think she's muted.
S-
You're muted. You need to unmute yourself, Olivia. Uh, there's something wrong. Yeah, she's saying she needs to go to settings and allow.
Okay.
Anyway, not a problem. Thank you for showing yourself.
Yeah. And then we have Heather.
Hmm.
She's a
Uh,
Parsons family. Yeah.
Parsons
So,
family. Okay,
Heather,
okay.
Heather, are you there?
I think they may not be there.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then
it's
we have
okay.
Poonpinda Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, no, nice class. Very valuable information. You talked about instant karma and, upcoming karma. So it was good. Thank you for these sessions.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you, everyone, for
I
giving
also want
opportunity.
to thank Nicole. Good point, Nicole, you brought up. Thank you.
So can we wind up, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm just waiting if Olivia is able to speak. I just requested her to turn off her video and if she can speak. She wanted to say something. A few minutes, if we can see.
Yeah, she has some problem with the settings, I believe. So let's see if she can
Okay.
make it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
maybe.
can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. Now we can hear you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Olivia. You can call me Liv. Thank you for sharing today. I felt a connection with many of the things you were saying. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Olivia, for your response, for your appreciation. All right. I think we can wind up, Mataji.
Yes. So we will be sharing the recordings soon. And thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable association and time. And we are very grateful to you for the amazing session. And we are looking forward for the next session, the next Tuesday, same time. So we are excited to see all of you there. Thank you, everyone.
Sure. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you, everyone.
Hare
you.
See
Krishna.
you next time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.